He thought he knew her better than anyone. They had been together for 12 years, built a life, made promises. But on a cold Tuesday night, when he came home early from work, he found her phone buzzing on the kitchen counter. One message changed everything. And the reason she gave him? It was something he never saw coming. Something that made him question every single day of their marriage. This is the story of how one man's world fell apart because of these 7 words. Your libido is too low for me. Welcome back to the channel. And warning, this video may contain themes of emotional trauma, social injustice, or sensitive topics. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's meet Vincent. He was 34 years old, a man who loved routine. He woke up at 6 every morning, made coffee, went to work at the post office, came home at 5 p.m. Vincent was the kind of person people called steady. Not exciting, maybe, but steady, reliable, and safe. His wife, Ramona, was 32. They met in college, back when Vincent was studying business, and Ramona was getting her degree in teaching. They clicked right away, though not in a movie kind of way, with fireworks and drama. It was more like finding a warm blanket on a cold day. Comfortable and easy. They dated for 3 years, got married at a small church with just 50 people there. His mom cried, and her dad gave a speech about true love. Everyone said they were perfect for each other. And for a long time, it seemed like they were right. They bought a small 3-bedroom house in a quiet neighborhood. They had a little garden where Ramona planted tomatoes every spring. Vincent would mow the lawn every Saturday. They had 2 cats named Pepper and Salt. Life was simple and predictable, and Vincent thought that meant it was good. But somewhere along the way, things got quiet. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, it was the empty kind. They stopped talking as much, stopped going on dates. Vincent worked long hours. Ramona spent more time on her phone. They would sit on the couch together, watching TV, but it felt like they were miles apart. Vincent noticed, but he told himself it was normal. Marriage was about comfort, right? Not every day could be exciting. They had been together for 12 years. This was just what happened when you settled down, or so he thought. It was a Tuesday in October. Vincent left work early. His boss sent everyone home because a water pipe broke in the building. He did not tell Ramona he was coming home. He wanted to surprise her. Perhaps they could watch a movie together, order pizza, and have a nice evening. When he pulled into the driveway, he saw Ramona's car. "Good," Vincent exclaimed. Ramona was home. He walked up to the front door, keys jingling in his hand. But when he stepped inside, something felt wrong. The house was too quiet. That is when he saw it. Ramona's phone, sitting on the kitchen counter, and it was buzzing again and again. Messages were coming in like a storm. Vincent walked over. He knew he should not look, but something in his gut told him he needed to. The screen lit up, and right there, he saw a name he did not recognize. Dexter. Message after message from someone called Dexter. And the messages were not innocent. They were the kind of messages that made Vincent's stomach drop. He picked up the phone. His hands were shaking. He scrolled up, and what he found made his whole world crack open. Messages going back months. Dozens of them. Hundreds. Pictures. Plans to meet up. Words that should have been only for him. I miss you. Last night was amazing. I can't wait to see you again. Vincent could not breathe. His chest felt tight. like someone was squeezing his heart with both hands. He sat down at the kitchen table, read more messages, each one worse than the last. This had been going on for 6 months. 6 months of lies. 6 months of her smiling at him while she was with someone else. Then he heard footsteps. Ramona was coming downstairs. She was wearing her gym clothes. Her hair was still wet. She saw him sitting there, saw her phone in his hands, and her face went white. "Vincent," she screamed in shock. Just his name, nothing else. He looked up at her, held up the phone. "Who is Dexter?" he asked. His voice was calm, too calm, the kind of calm that comes before a storm. Ramona opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. "I can explain," she said. Those 3 words, the words every betrayed person hears, and they never make anything better. "Explain what?" Vincent said. "Explain how you have been lying to me for 6 months? Explain how you have been with another man while I was at work? Explain how you looked me in the eye every single day and pretended everything was fine?" Ramona started crying, but Vincent felt nothing. No sympathy, no sadness, just a cold, empty feeling spreading through his chest. "I'm sorry," she said. "I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to happen." Vincent laughed. It was a bitter, hollow sound. "How does something like this just happen? Did you trip and fall into bed with him?" Ramona shook her head. She wiped her eyes, and then she said the words that would haunt Vincent for months. "You don't understand. Things between us. They've been dead for years. We barely touch each other anymore. We barely talk. I needed more." "More of what?" Vincent asked, and Ramona looked at him with something that looked almost like pity. "Passion," she said. "You don't want me like you used to. Your libido. It's not high enough for me. I have needs, Vincent, and you stopped meeting them." Vincent stood there, silent. Those words hit him harder than anything else. She was gaslighting him, blaming him, making this his fault, because he did not want her enough, because he was tired after work, because life got in the way, because he thought they were past that stage where they needed to prove anything. "So you cheated on me," he said slowly, "because I'm not interested in intimacy as much as you wanted. That's your reason. That's your excuse." Ramona looked away. "It's not an excuse. It's the truth. I felt alone, Vincent. Like you didn't even see me anymore." Vincent walked past her, up the stairs, into their bedroom. He pulled out a suitcase from the closet, started throwing clothes into it. Ramona followed him, kept talking, kept crying, kept explaining. But Vincent was done listening. Vincent stayed at a motel that night, the kind with stained carpets and a TV that only got 3 channels. He sat on the edge of the bed, still wearing his work clothes, and he did not move for hours, just sat there, staring at nothing. His phone kept ringing. Ramona, calling over and over again, texting, apologizing, begging him to come home so they could talk. He turned his phone off. He could not hear her voice. Not yet. Maybe not ever. That first night was the longest of his life. He did not sleep, just laid there in the dark, replaying everything in his head, every moment from the past year, every time she said she was going to the gym, every time she said she was meeting a friend, every time she came home late. It was all lies. He thought about what she said, about his libido, about not being enough, and he felt something he had never felt before. Shame. Deep, burning shame. Was she right? Was this his fault? Had he pushed her into someone else's arms by not being... What? Romantic enough? Interested enough? The next few weeks were a blur. Vincent went to work, came back to the motel, and that was it. Nothing more. He stopped eating properly, lost 15 pounds. His co-workers noticed, but did not know what to say. His boss pulled him aside, asked if everything was okay. Vincent said yes, but nothing was okay. He filed for divorce after 2 weeks, went to a lawyer, told him everything. The lawyer nodded, said he had seen this 1,000 times. That made Vincent feel worse somehow, like his pain was common, like it did not matter. He found a small apartment, 1 bedroom, barely any furniture, just a bed, a table, and a chair. He moved his stuff out of the house while Ramona was at work. He did not take much, just his clothes and books. He let her keep everything else. He did not want reminders. Vincent spent his nights deleting photos, every picture of them together, every happy memory captured on his phone. Delete, delete, delete. It felt like erasing his own history, like admitting the past 12 years meant nothing. And some nights, when it got really bad, he cried. Big, ugly, shoulder-shaking sobs, the kind that come from somewhere deep inside. He cried for the marriage he lost, for the trust that was broken, for the man he used to be, the man who believed in love and loyalty and promises. But the worst part, the absolute worst part, he started believing her. Maybe he was not enough. Maybe if he had tried harder, been more affectionate, paid more attention, maybe she would not have needed someone else. Maybe he was broken somehow. Maybe she was right to look elsewhere. His sister, Beatrice, found out what happened. She came to his apartment, took one look at him and said, "You look terrible." Vincent just nodded. Beatrice made him eat, made him shower, and then she did something that changed everything. She told him about a support group for people dealing with betrayal. Vincent declined at first. He did not want to talk about it, did not want to sit in a circle with strangers and share his pain. But Beatrice did not give up. She came back every day for a week. And finally, Vincent said yes, just to make her stop asking. The support group met every Thursday evening in a community center that smelled like old coffee and cleaning supplies. There were 8 people in the group, all different ages, all dealing with betrayal in their own way. Vincent sat in the back at first, did not talk, just listened. There was a woman named Phyllis, whose husband left her for his secretary, a man named Garrett, whose business partner stole everything from him, a younger woman named Celeste, whose best friend slept with her boyfriend. All different stories, but all the same pain. The group was led by a counselor named Dr. Monroe. She was older, gray hair, kind eyes, the type of person who made you feel safe just by being in the room. She never pushed anyone to talk, just waited, and when people were ready, they shared. Vincent finally spoke on his 3rd meeting. He told them everything, about Ramona, about Dexter, about the phone, about what she said, about his libido, about feeling like he was not enough. And when he finished, he expected judgment, expected someone to say, well, maybe she had a point, but no one did. Instead, Phyllis reached over and squeezed his hand. Garrett said, "That's manipulation and gaslighting, brother. Making you think it's your fault." And Dr. Monroe leaned forward and said something Vincent would never forget. "Vincent," she said, "let me be very clear about something. Betrayal is a choice. It is never about the person who was betrayed. It is about the person who made the decision to betray. If Ramona was unhappy, she had other choices. She could have talked to you. She could have suggested counseling. She could have told you how she felt. But she chose deception instead. And that is on her, not you. Those words hit Vincent like a truck. He had spent weeks blaming himself, thinking he drove her away, thinking he was not good enough. But Dr. Monroe was right. Ramona had choices. She chose to lie. She chose to sneak around. She chose to break their marriage instead of trying to fix it. After that meeting, something shifted in Vincent. He started reading. He read books about betrayal, about healing, about rebuilding your life after everything falls apart. He learned about something called blame shifting, how people who cheat often make their partner feel responsible. It was exactly what Ramona did. He started journaling, writing down his thoughts, his feelings, the good days and the bad days. And slowly, very slowly, he started to see the truth. His marriage had problems, yes, but problems are meant to be talked about, fixed together, not used as an excuse to betray someone. Vincent also started taking care of himself again. Not for Ramona, not to prove anything to anyone, but for himself. He went to the gym, started eating better, stopped hiding in his apartment. It was not about becoming a new person. It was about finding himself again. He also started seeing his own therapist, a man named Dr. Kwang. Once a week, they would talk about Vincent's childhood, about his marriage, about his fears, about what he wanted for his future. And little by little, Vincent started putting the pieces back together. It was not fast. Healing never is. There were setbacks. Days when he felt like he was back at square one. Days when he saw a couple holding hands and felt that old pain all over again. But he kept going, kept showing up, kept trying. The divorce was finalized in March. 6 months after that terrible Tuesday, Ramona tried to reach out a few times, wanted to talk, wanted closure. But Vincent did not owe her that. He blocked her number, deleted her from social media. He needed space, needed distance, needed to heal without her voice in his head. And something unexpected happened. Vincent started helping others in the support group. New people would come in, broken and confused, and blaming themselves. And Vincent would tell them what Dr. Monroe told him. He became the person he needed when everything first fell apart. It's been nearly 2 years since that unfortunate Tuesday. 2 years since his world fell apart. And while he is not the same person he was before, he is not the broken person he was after either. He is something new, something stronger. He still goes to the support group, not as someone who needs it anymore, but as someone who wants to give back. He is a co-facilitator now, helps Dr. Monroe run the sessions, shares his story, offers hope to people who think they will never feel normal again. His job at the post office is still the same, but Vincent shows up differently now. He talks to his coworkers, joins them for lunch. He even started dating again. Nothing serious yet. He is taking his time, learning to trust again, learning to open up without fear. He still sees Dr. Kwang once a month, not because he is broken, but because therapy helped him understand himself better, understand what he wants, what he will accept, what his boundaries are, and that is not weakness. That is strength. Vincent found an old wedding photo last week. It was in a box he had not opened since the move. He looked at it for a long time, at the young man smiling at the camera, at Ramona in her white dress. And he did not feel pain. He did not feel anger. He felt nothing. And that, he realized, was healing. Not forgetting, but letting go. In his journal, he wrote something that summed up everything he learned. She did not cheat because I was not enough. She cheated because she was not honest enough, not brave enough, not committed enough. My libido had nothing to do with her choices. Her character did. Vincent learned that betrayal says nothing about the person betrayed. It says everything about the person who betrayed. That intimacy issues in a marriage are meant to be solved together. That if someone wants out, they can leave. But lying and cheating? That is a choice. A selfish, cowardly choice. He also learned that healing is not linear. Some days are good. Some days are hard. Some days he feels strong. Some days he feels tired. And all of that is okay. All of that is normal. All of that is part of being human. His sister Beatrice tells him she is proud of him, that he handled everything with more grace than she would have. Vincent just smiles, says he did not always feel graceful. There were ugly moments, angry moments, moments he is not proud of, but he kept going, and that is what matters. Vincent is reading a book called The Gift of Betrayal. It talks about how sometimes the worst thing that happens to you becomes the thing that changes your life for the better. He is not sure he would call Ramona's betrayal a gift, but he cannot deny it forced him to grow, to learn, to become someone he actually likes. These days, Vincent is learning to enjoy being alone. Not lonely, but alone. There is a difference. He takes himself to movies, to restaurants, to the park. He is becoming his own companion, and it feels good. It feels like freedom. He made new friends through the support group, people who understand what it is like to rebuild from nothing. They have game nights, go hiking. They are not defined by their pain, but they understand it. And that understanding created something beautiful, real friendship. Last week, a new man joined the group. He was where Vincent was 2 years ago. Broken, confused, blaming himself. And Vincent sat with him after the meeting, told him it gets better. Perhaps not tomorrow or not next week, but it gets better. I promise. And the man looked at him with hope in his eyes. Real hope, the kind that only comes from someone who made it to the other side. If you are watching this video, there is a good chance you are going through something similar. Maybe your partner cheated. Maybe they blamed you for it. Maybe they said you were not enough in some way. And maybe, right now, you believe them. Listen carefully. You are enough. You are always enough. What happened is not about your worth. It is about their choices, their weakness, their inability to be honest. And while it hurts now, and it will hurt for a while, this pain will not last forever. You will survive this. You will heal. You will learn to trust again. You will learn to love again. You will learn that you are stronger than you ever imagined. But you have to do the work. You have to reach out, find a therapist, join a support group, talk to people you trust. Do not isolate. Do not believe the lies that betrayal tells you. Do not think this defines your future, because it does not. This is just one chapter, a painful one. But there are so many more chapters ahead, and you get to write them. Some days will be hard. You will cry. You will be angry. You will want to give up. And that is okay. Feel those feelings. Do not run from them, but do not live in them either. Keep moving. Keep healing. Keep believing that something better is coming. Because it is. Something better is always coming. Betrayal changes you. There is no going back to who you were before, but that is okay. Because the person you become after, that person is wiser, stronger, more aware, more protective of their peace. And that person knows exactly what they will never accept again. Vincent's story is not unique, but it is important because it reminds us that we can survive the worst and still build something beautiful, still find happiness, still believe in good things, and that is the real victory. If you're watching this video because you've experienced betrayal, the story isn't just about surviving the unthinkable. It's about thriving after betrayal. And that's possible for you too. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone who might need to hear it, and leave us a comment. Also, like the video, and subscribe to our channel for more stories of betrayal and recovery. In the description below, you'll find helpful resources. Ensure to check them out. And remember this: surviving betrayal doesn't make you a victim. It makes you a warrior. Until next time, take care of yourself. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.